Can we just talk about this for a sec? Why is it that people keep holding the microphone right here? Can we quit doing that? Like, hey, can I just tell you that we're gonna do this thing with a microphone, and we're gonna actually clip it. We're gonna clip it to my sweatshirt. Okay, sounds good. All right, just stick with me here. The joys of recording by yourself. On one hand, no one is judging you, at least until you put it online. On the other hand, you are your own best help. I should probably just set up my shotgun mic every time. It honestly sounds the best because good microphones should never be seen. It does get good audio. It makes it so you can hide it on people and whatnot, but there's always room for error. It's easy if you're a one-man band and you're setting that up and you're in the camera and you can't hold audio boom pole and microphone. Why do we like doing these YouTube things? What is it? What is it that makes it fun? What is it that keeps driving us to keep trying to create or wanting to create these videos? Because it's not always easy, but I think that's us getting in our own heads. And honestly, it is kind of fun once you start doing it. That's the aspect that needs to be addressed or maybe focus on more. Because when I think about where I'm at with the stuff that I have today, I have nicer equipment than I had in high school, and nicer equipment than some high schools or colleges have when it comes to creating. And that's because I'm doing it as a profession, for doing it for other clients. But that also makes it kind of fun in the sense that I also have this stuff and these tools available to me. When I look back at my inner child, my inner kid, growing up in school, what did I want to do? I didn't want to do math class. I didn't want to do English. I didn't want to do all the extra excess classes that there were. But what I wanted to do was hang out more in the photography class, spend more time with drafting, doing the technically fun stuff that got my brain going, that let me kind of think outside the box. It didn't have these boundaries necessarily. It was create something, do something, check it out. And I remember I had this video class that I wish I would have done more stuff with it, because it had the whole mixtape stuff and like a couple TVs or multiple TVs, and like you could put in one player and you could like take music, or not music, but a video off of one VHS tape and record sections of things from tapes onto your own mix. That was super neat. That was super cool, because there was a few things that I wanted to do creatively that my partner in the class was like, oh yeah, we'll do this. We had like, I think there was 5 or 6 different motocross type, or moto type tile videos that we were working with. And I wanted to do one where you could like, you could record what this one thing had and do like reverse thing. But I think my partner, Jamie, she didn't see the vision, I guess, necessarily that I did. And I don't know that I was even vocal then. I don't think I was outspoken. So I kind of was just like, oh yeah, this is neat. I would have loved to spend hours in that class, or hours to weeks in that one room. I would have had a ball. And the things that could have been done with that much creative leeway, because I think that was the joy of being a kid, is there wasn't bills to pay, there wasn't these things. And I think that's the nice part about thinking back to that time in my life when I had that space to be creative, to be, without restraint, without the barrier or the boundary, if you will, to entry, to like, you know. And I remember seeing a video, like it was a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago. It was Gary Vaynerchuk talking about doing all of this, setting up all the lights, setting up the audio, setting up the super fancy camera, and how that is like, in a way, and I agree with him 100%. It is a way for you to give yourself an opportunity to put off the work or to put off putting out a video. On the flip side of that, if you're good at it, if you know what you're doing, you can set up the space to do it and do it well. And in the realm of the work that I do anyway, as much as I want to just get away with pulling, I don't though. That's the thing, is like, I could get away with just pulling my phone out and just, but I don't know, it's not as fun. It doesn't feel as imaginative or thoughtful. Something is lost with me just pulling this out. And I think the thing that I don't love about just pulling out my phone to make videos, to make something for YouTube, to put something out there, is it doesn't feel as intentional. And that doesn't mean I can't do something with this that isn't intentional, because I've done stuff in the past. The thing about it for me, there's a few things. One being that the work that I do on a professional basis, I want what I put out on YouTube for myself to kind of reflect that in some way, shape, or form, right? But it's easier said than done, especially when you're doing it yourself. I'd love to, and I think sometimes because it's my own, I either get superly obsessive over the work and OCD over what it should look like and be. And then other times that I'm like, that's good enough. And I just let it go. And I don't necessarily like either one of them. I'm trying to find the happy middle in between. Wow, look at that. I got a notification to play a game. I need to turn that off. I don't know how I got that. I don't love games. Okay, I like games. I don't love what happens if I end up finding myself playing games on my phone too much. I digress. Anyway, that's what I get for pulling my phone out of my pocket. But no, life's wild. Super grateful for where I am, for the opportunities I've been given, for the hustle I've stayed with it, or the hustle that I've kept at. It's hard. I've been looking at the idea of getting another light like this one, because right now, the rim light I have going on, and I think it's working. I won't really exactly know until I get this into post, but from what I can tell, it is working. Anyway, it's fun to be creative. I think the space for YouTube, for what I want it to be, is a space where I'm allowed to experiment, where there isn't the pressure that I have from a client. That's what it ought to be, because it's fun and there are no rules, and it's a place where you get to be yourself, or it should be. I think there's too many people that aren't themselves on here, and I'd like to see that change. I think we need to see that change. Yeah, it's late. If I look tired, I might be. I'm a girl dad, that's for sure, but I wouldn't change any of it. Life's crazy. 37. I have a lot of life experience, a lot of things I could share here. Things I should share. Between military experience, life experience, photography experience, there's a lot of things. And I think this is one, to put another video out. Two, I think to just share my thoughts on on what this is, what it ought to be, where it needs to be. Hit record for fun. Because we need to have a place, almost like a playground, if you will, for adults. And I think YouTube could be that for many people. You know, not that I don't like going to the playground with my daughter, but and I shouldn't say but, because I do. But after a while, I'm like, okay, let's go. Like, and I don't fit on those toys. The slides are not that awesome. And yeah, I'm the dad that's climbing through a little net thing, and my knees are like, what are you trying to do to me right now? I get to the bottom of the slide, and parents are going, you're the fun dad. You're a fun dad. That feels good. But this is my playground. And this feels fun. This feels fun to me. This is a spot where I can like decompress a little bit, share some of my thoughts, share where I'm at with my work, what I'm doing, where I've been, what I've done, and where I want to go. Because, you know I've shared this probably a couple times, but my daughter's 2.5. The minute she started walking, and I think a lot of people can understand this and relate, but the minute she started walking, a lot of things went back burner, side, pushed to the side. And I think that's healthy, honestly. I don't think enough parents do it. I don't think enough people do that. I don't think enough of us take the time to appreciate what we have when we have it. We always think that there's going to be more time later, that we're going to have those moments back at some point, or I'll get the time when I have the time. But if you don't make the time, it will quickly escape you. Time is a thief. So, YouTube. What are we doing? Why are we here? No, it is a playground. It is the playground for all things, everything. Because you get a bigger canvas, if you will. You can upload a 2-hour video here on YouTube. You can make a full-length movie and put it on YouTube. You can't do that on Instagram. You cannot do that on TikTok. You cannot do that. You can do it on Vimeo, I guess. But the reward isn't the same. The audience isn't there. The community's not there. So, that's where this is a playground. This is a space to put something out and just keep going for it. And if tomorrow's video isn't anything like yesterday's video, I think that's okay. Everyone talks about YouTube success, but I think sometimes success is relative when you look at like, well, you know, at the same time, like just even the fact that maybe someone's out there and they have 200 different videos of 200 different interests that they have. And I guarantee you that person is stoked about every one of their videos. Or maybe not. They might cringe at some of the first or some of the ideas that they tried and did, but there's growth along the way through every piece process. So that's cool. I think that's really cool. And it's not a place that you're waiting for a grade. It's not a place to, I don't know, there's just freedom here. Freedom for whatever. I think every time we always see so many people focus on YouTube as a hustle, as a place to make it a career, and I think it can be that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with chasing that, but, or even treating it like a job, because I know many people do. Many people treat it like a job. And that's not to say that I won't treat it like a job at some point, but I think at the current state I'm in, I owe it to my clients not to leave them hanging. And if I think if I tried to treat YouTube like a job right now, without any employees anyway, that the work for my clients would suffer. And that would not be fair. So I just can't. I can't necessarily treat this like a job, but I can treat this like a playground. I can have fun with it. I can mess around with lighting. Someone's probably watching this going, what am I watching? I don't care. I don't know. That's the fun in this. Like, you can hate on it all you want, but the truth is I'm doing it, and I don't know if you are. And anyone that's probably doing it to the level that I am would probably show me more support than any hate. Or they might give me some tips, which I'd appreciate. Throw them in the comment section. One, it helps out the algorithm. Two, I'll take any advice I can get. Yeah, I consider myself a professional in the space of making videos for other people. But as it goes for filming myself, you know, maybe it's something that I could do differently with the lav, or, you know, maybe it's something I could do differently with what I'm wearing. I don't know. Maybe I need braces. No, I've had braces before. Maybe that's a story for a different time. Maybe it's a story for now. I've thought about sharing that, but I live from child. It's dry and it's cold out here right lately, but that's where it is. If you guys like this, please like, subscribe, and yeah, drop a comment, because I'm doing this regardless of what anyone thinks. So, see ya.